The first time you saw Bigfoot?
Well, like I said earlier, I've run the woods all my life off and on, you know. Never did see Bigfoot, you know, all the time I was out in the woods. Hiking, I was by myself, and different friends, family, you know. Most times by myself. But anyway, I was over in Kentucky, 1978, in Green County, Kentucky. I was at my aunt and uncle's house. I was staying all night over there for a few days, like I always did, you know, when I was a young kid and teenager and all that. And my uncle used to go raccoon hunting, you know, stuff like that, you know, squirrel hunting, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so I was out there in the woods, and it's about 3 or 4 miles from their house, something like that.
Yep.
Pretty good ways. It seems further though, if you're out in the country like that, you know. But anyway, we was out there, I was out there at this place called Brown Caves. In the caves, rock houses and caves, they go for miles and miles. So anyway, I was back there just goofing off, and there's this one cave. It's probably, you don't have to have a flashlight or nothing like that, you know, you don't go way back in the ground. Yeah, it's probably about 30 feet high, but you can go back, you can sleep in it. I bet you get at least 15 people to sleep in it, no problem. That's how big it is. You can sleep in it, no problem, you know, a lot of people. And so anyway, like I said, I wasn't thinking about Bigfoot or Sasquatch or nothing like that stuff. I wasn't thinking nothing like that. I was just out there hiking and just goofing off.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't have no camera, no guns or nothing like that.
About, how old was you about then? Oh, this was, you said 1998?
1978.
78?
I was 25.
Uh-huh.
And so anyway, I was just, like I said, I was in that cave, just sitting there goofing off, you know, and I took me some pop with me, you know, and some peanuts, some potato chips, and that sort of thing, just to munch on, you know. And I think I had some beef jerky, you know, that sort of thing. And just back here hiking and goofing off, and I took me a nap for about an hour, just laying in that thing, like just laying there dozing off, you know, and just relaxing and all that stuff. And there was just one area here, and it's like a spring comes up here, a spring, and it comes down through the rocks, and it hits down into the puddle. And it had a puddle about that big around, probably about that deep, and probably about 2 or 3 feet deep, that puddle of water. And it's like, you know, like right through here like this. And anyway, that water come down over here and dripping, it's done it all the time, man. Well, there's a spring under the ground, down through all the time, continuously. You could drink it. It wouldn't make you sick or nothing. So anyway, I was just like, you know, laying there listening to that drip, you know, and like a little waterfall, you know, and just relaxing. And I'm just guessing probably an hour or something like that. And so I woke up and everything. I was looking around and everything, and something didn't seem right to me. So I kept looking around, you know, just looking around like this. I said, something ain't right, man, you know. I thought maybe it might be a bear or something, because there's a lot of bears everywhere. Or maybe a pack of coyotes or something like that.
Well, pay attention to me.
I have a lot of common sense when it comes to the woods. I watch my surroundings. A lot of people don't watch their surroundings when they're in the woods hiking. Whether it's one person with herself or a dozen people. Most people don't watch their surroundings out in the woods.
Right.
And you gotta watch up the trees, you know, for a mountain lion or whatever it might be, a bobcat, you know, that sort of thing. Even a bear. But anyway, so anyway, I got up and started walking around, you know, and just looking around, this, that, and the other. And so I said, ain't nothing there, man. So I walked way down in the woods, the path, you know, and I walked way down in the woods and back in there, and it's real level, you know, real level. Sat back in there for a little while and just, you know, just reminiscing and, you know, just relaxing and that sort of thing. So anyway, I don't know exactly how long I was there, a couple, 2 or 3 hours, I reckon. So anyway, I'm gonna get my butt back to my aunt and uncle's, you know. So I started walking away, and I was off the main road, off the main gravel road. It's about at least 2 miles back in there, and about 2 miles from my aunt and uncle's, from their house to that gravel road. So I was back in there, way back in there. 2 miles is further than you think when you're out in the woods.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like it's 10 miles.
Exactly.
And so anyway, it was, I can't remember exactly what time it was. It's been so many years, I can't remember, to be truthful with you. I know it was past noon. It was, you know, way past noon, cause I mean, I go in the woods real early, usually. Well, before I went to the Brown Cave, I was out in the woods behind my aunt's house back in there. They had like 700 acres herself.
Wow.
And I'll go back there and mess around for a while. Then I told my aunt, I'm gonna walk down to Brown Caves. You better be careful. I said, oh, I'll be okay, man. I was just running the woods all my life, you know, off and on. So anyway, I went down there, and then that's when I decided to leave. Well, I got a strange smell, and I thought it was a black bear, because I've black bear hunted before. I know what a black bear smells like.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago, I black bear went to Michigan with my grandma, or not my grandma, my grandpa, and uncles and cousins, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Much of us went there. They had family up there, you know, that sort of thing. Went bear hunting, and I shot a black bear. He was about 7 foot tall, about 500-600 pounds.
That's a big one.
Big, big male.
That is really big.
And that was in Michigan. That was back in like 1967 or 8.
Wow,
like
you're
that.
young.
I was about 16 or so. Anyway, like I say, I was back at the Brown Cave, and I was going to leave. So I started walking out of the woods, and I felt something. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I didn't feel right, and I didn't know if a bear was watching me walk. See, I'll tell you, a black bear will watch you for a long time, and it'll kill you.
Right.
They'll watch you for a long time, you know, come up behind you, and, you know. So anyway, so I kept on walking, and I wasn't scared, nothing like that. I just kind of, I don't know, I was a little bit nervous, I won't lie to you. I wasn't scared, but probably scared, but I was kind of uneasy feeling, you know. Something was watching me, and I don't know what the heck, I didn't know what it was. So I kept looking around me and everything, you know. So there's an old log about this big around, you know, where it had been burnt one time, burnt down a tree, and it was still, part of it was there, about that big around, probably 20 feet long or whatever. And I sat down on that, and I just, like I say, just sitting there, and I said, well, something's watching me. I'm gonna wait here for a second, and I'm gonna turn around and see what I can see. So there's a bunch of what do you call them? Oh shoot, what's that one kind of bush? Honeysuckle bushes everywhere,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And there was blackberries, and everything like that there, you know. So anyway, so I turned around like that real fast, and I seen something, man, like that. I said, "Whoa, what the heck was that?" Well, I thought it was a bear, a black bear. And I was thinking to myself, man, I said, black bear don't move that fast. And they don't move that fast. So I got up and started walking away again, right? Well, when I walked away, I heard a snap that was about 10 times louder than that.
Yeah.
I said, uh-oh. So anyway, I kept walking. So I said, well, no, I'm going to have to face my fears here or whatever. So I stopped, and I turned around, and I thought it was a black bear when I first seen it. And it was standing behind the honeysuckle bushes, and it stunk. Yeah. See, they got an odor gland like a skunk, and they can let it off when they want to. So people say, well, I smell it. Before you see a Bigfoot or something, you always smell it. And that ain't true. Because they got an odor gland like a skunk. They can let that off when they want to, because it's a signal for danger to their family, you know, the other Bigfoots or whatever. And it's a warning too to stay away from them, whatever. It's just different things, you know. So anyway, I stood there, I looked. I was about from here to your car where I was. That's how far away I was. And I said, man, that's no black bear. And it was a Bigfoot, man. I knew it when I seen it. I knew what it was, and I've never seen a Bigfoot in my life. But I've read books about it, magazines. Like you remember a long time ago, they had the detective magazines and have stories about Bigfoot and monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, you remember?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, see if you remember this. Dallas probably does. But anyway, my mom had this detective magazine, and it had a story about Bigfoot in there. She said, "You want to read this?" I said, well, I guess so. So I was reading it, you know.
Sorry.
So I read it. There's only a couple of pages, you know. So I read it. It was about Bigfoot. What happened up in Canada,
Yeah.
there was about 5 or 6 hunters, and they was in this cabin, and it had pictures of the cabin and all kinds of stuff like that, and it showed blood and footprints and everything, and it's where a Bigfoot, evidently, I don't know if they captured them people and killed them or what. They never did find them people. There's 5 or 6 hunters. I can't remember exactly, 5 or 6, I know it was 1 or 2. They never did find them, and there was blood and footprints, like human footprints and everything, and they said a Bigfoot did it, but they couldn't prove it. And to this day, as far as I know, they've never found them people. And I read that story, and back then, I was skeptic about Bigfoot, like a lot of people are. I didn't. I said, that ain't true. Right. I don't believe that bullshit. I mean, I didn't believe it. I was skeptical, like a lot of people are. I've been around a lot of people like that. I understand where they're coming from, And I said, well, I ain't seen that thing, so well, it probably ain't true. It's some big lie, Well, I didn't give no thought years and years down the road. So anyway, I don't know if you ever read that book or not about that story, if you've heard it or not, but anyway, it's supposed to be a true story and everything. But so anyway, like I say, I was out there in the woods, I seen that creature. I knew it was a Bigfoot, man, and when I seen that thing, it was every bit of 10 feet tall. And like them honeysuckle bushes, they come out like up to here, to his chest.
Wow. And
it was a good 3 foot taller than the weeds when it was up to here. So he was like, that much taller than those.
So like 10, 11 feet.
He's a good 10 feet tall.
And you were pretty close to him.
From here to Bill's car.
Wow.
Roughly.
So 40 feet or so.
Something like that, 40, 50 feet roughly. And anyway, he was like this wide, man. And he was a monster. He was this wide, Bill. What's the matter?
You all right?
Okay?
Oh,
you better be careful, son. You're going to get snake bit over there. You get snake bit over there.
What do you think he weighed, Wayne? What do you think this thing would have weighed?
Well, this is my opinion. I'll get in a minute. In my opinion, I say he weighed, at least 800 pounds or better. A good 800 pounds of solid muscle.
Wow.
It may have been 1,000. And he was like at least from shoulder to shoulder, I say a good 4 to 5 feet wide. And it wasn't nothing but pure muscle, man. I mean, you can see the muscles, man. So anyway.
What did his face look like? Was it more human?
It had its nose was flat. It come out and it's flat, like a gorilla, more or less. It was flat, and big nostrils, and it come down, like flat. It just flattened out. That's how their nose is made. They're flat.
Right.
They got a flat nose. They ain't got a nose like a human. I mean, they look like a human in the face. Like, it reminds you of a gorilla, too. A Bigfoot does. It reminds you of a gorilla, but they got more of a human look.
Right.
And they got these big old high cheekbones and big old eyes, and its eyes look. What best I could tell from that distance, the best I could tell, it had like gray looking eyes or black looking eyes, Wow. But I couldn't tell. Be true. I know they wasn't blue or nothing like that, but I mean, I could say, this is my best of my knowledge. I don't want to exaggerate, but I see its eyes, and they look like their eyes is dark looking. You know what I'm saying?
Did it have like facial hair or hair?
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of hair. Ain't a lot of facial hair. It had a little bit. Something not as much as I got on my face right now.
Really?
Maybe it might have about maybe. It's black looking skin and stuff, and it had a little bit of like a little. I don't know about if all of them does or not. I ain't seen all of them look like it, but it had like a little bit of pinkish color through here, like a little pinkish looking through the cheeks in this area.
Wow.
Pink look. I don't know why. It might have had something wrong with it. I don't know. I can't explain that. But anyway, it had a big crown. It's got a point like this. Its crown pointed up.
What about its chest, Wayne? What does its chest look like?
Oh man, I think its chest split through there like a big weightlifter or something.
Yeah.
And big crease you got. Yeah. Like some guys got.
Was that part
creases. Covered
in fur as well?
Yeah, I had fur through here. Except there's a little bit of hair missing, not much.
So
and it had big old come out, man, like a big weightlifter, man, big old chest muscles, Wow. Oh man.
And what color hair did it have?
It's black.
Black.
And there was a little bit of gray looking hair in it too. Cause I seen that and I said, oh boy. I turned around, I started walking away. Well, I heard it coming through the woods and the weeds, and it was snapping limbs and stuff. I could hear it. And so I just kept on walking. I didn't run. I kept on walking. So I stopped again, and I turned around. He was out in the open then. And I was like, the second time when I
So he was following you?
Yeah, he followed me. He was following me. And,
wow.
So anyway, like I say, I was walking, right? And he was following me. And I stopped walking, and he stopped walking. I turned around, and he was about probably 20 feet behind me.
Whoa.
And he was standing up there, and he was, I mean, he was humongous. And his hands down past his knees. And I'm not exaggerating with it. His hands was, well, I say it, his hands was at least 5 times bigger than mine, or close to it. Its hands, I mean, my hands ain't that. Its hands was, from what I could tell, its hands, or fingers, say the fingers,
Yeah.
was about this long. The hand about that long, and about this wide.
Wow.
It had a hand, his hand, let's put it this way, it could took his hand and pick my head up like this and pop my head like a pimple if it wanted to. That's how big his hands was. And his feet, I've seen his feet, and it had at least a 20-inch footprint, a good 20-inch foot.
Wow.
And I'm just guessing, guessing a good 20 inches long.
Yeah.
And probably
Well, obviously it didn't
12
attack
inches
you
wide.
because you're still here, but why?
Well, I wasn't afraid of it, and they could smell fear.
What did it do once they got 20 feet from you, though?
It just looked at me, and it was swaying back and forth like this. And like this, it swayed back and forth. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that for. But it was swaying back and forth, right? Well, so anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. So,
Yeah.
so I started walking a little bit faster. You know, just a little bit faster. I walked a little bit faster because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I didn't have no weapons or nothing. It wasn't doing any good anyway. But so I started walking away faster. And I heard it come through the woods again because all kind of leaves and bushes and this, that, and other through there, you know. And so it was following me. And so anyway, it just, I don't know, just disappeared, man. I didn't see it no more for probably 5 minutes. So I stopped and I looked around. I didn't see it nowhere. So I kept on walking. So I guess it's gone, you know. And they can smell fear, like I said. They can smell fear. It knows I wasn't afraid of it. And it knows it. And it may even hurt me. You know how a mean dog is?
Oh, yeah.
They smell fear. Sometimes they'll bite you. So anyway, so I just kept on walking. And I'd stop time and time, and I'd, you know, look around. And then the last time I seen him, he's probably about, I'll say 15, 20 feet from me that time. And again, pretty close. And there was a big tree. Oh, it's probably this big around. He was standing beside the tree. And I was looking at him, and he gave me like a somber look, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't know, it was like he was sad or something.
Oh,
So anyway, I didn't think about, like, you know, talking to it like we're talking or anything like that, you know. 'Cause I didn't know anything about Bigfoot back in them days, about what we're doing now and that sort of thing. And so anyway, I mean, I don't know, it looks sad, man. It's like it looks sad to me or something. So anyway, it got behind that tree, man. And it got behind the tree, and then I guess it was like that, looking at me like, you know how a gorilla does or something. It was looking like it's right here. So I did do this. I said, well, I'm gonna malk it, man, to myself. 'Cause I've been to the zoo before. I used to malk gorillas.
Yeah.
I'm pissing gorillas off, man. Anyway, like this, like that, and he'd go like that. He'd turn his head to me and stuff like that, and everything like that. And I was thinking to myself, I'm playing with Ford, you know. So anyway, I said, bye, Bigfoot, I'm leaving. I said, and I took off. And I waved at it like this. I went like this and waved at it. I said, bye, Bigfoot, I'm getting out of here. I started walking faster, and I heard a little bit more rustling in the bushes and stuff. I turned around real fast. I didn't see him nowhere. And then I started running I had about another mile and a half to go probably, and I run the rest of the way to my aunt and uncle's house.
Well, that is a heck.
I mean, when I got out of the
encounter.
woods, after it was like I say, it's a couple miles back in there.
Where
Wayne,
was this at again? Kentucky?
Yeah, it's about 2 miles back in there, and another 2 miles to my aunt's house. And I walked most of the way out of the woods till I got to the gravel road.